All right, that was Nate Gregory on the guitar. We're excited to have him on the live stream today. Let me see if Nate, are you there?
Yep.
All right, buddy. You know, let's do this real quick. See if I can bring it up. You know what? That lick at the end is awesome. The only thing wrong with that is that it stops. It's like, and I'm like, I want to hear the rest of it. That's awesome. So yeah, we're gonna talk to Nate today, and we're gonna ask him some questions and get down to some guitar business and ask him just kind of how things are going. We have the live stream open on YouTube. If you want to comment, you can go to Brett Borkwin YouTube channel, and the chat is open. So if you have any questions to ask Nate, we're good to go there. Let's see, Nate, the first time I saw you was, I think it was at Town Center.
With the Plaza?
Was it the Plaza?
Like the Plaza Art Fair, I
Oh,
think,
could have
maybe?
been. It was one of those you were playing with, what was the band called? Quite Frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would have been Town Center Plaza, I think.
Yeah, that was it. I was like, who's that kid on guitar? Sorry I say kid, but you're probably used to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, wow, that guy is crazy good. It just kind of surprised me. So then I was asking Chad about it. Chad, I think he knew you before then and stuff like that. So that's when I first met you, and then yeah, so we've had some run-ins with band stuff, and you playing a band with my nephew.
Yeah.
And what's that band called?
Stephen Banky and the Flatlanders.
And the Flatlanders. I couldn't remember the last part. So we're going to start from the very beginning. So explain to me the Quite Frankly band, and did that come out of the School of Rock? Is that what was going on there?
Yes. It started at a School of Rock. I think most people from that band were from School of Rock. Not everybody was, though. And I actually was the drummer in that band to begin with.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So
For
what?
about a year.
So did you intentionally start playing drums?
No, I started on guitar.
Really? So they just needed a drummer, and you were like, okay.
Yep.
Gosh, that's awesome. So are you a good drummer?
Not really.
Not really.
Especially, I honestly haven't like practiced drums since I quit playing drums in that band. And that was
seriously?
2 years ago.
Man,
A bit out of practice.
that had to be a great experience. I think as a player, learning to play drums has got to be like kind of put your rhythm over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got it. Explain the School of Rock to me and to people that don't really know what it is?
So it's kind of like it's guitar lessons, but then they also are in the instrument really. I think keyboards or drums or vocals or whatever. But then they have like a performance side of it where you like have like a rehearsal once a week, and then like they have a season, and then at the end of that you do like I think a couple of shows.
Hmm.
So it was a really good place to start, I think, because it was a easier way to get on stage than actually like just getting up in there and like playing a full hour show for the first time or 4 hours or whatever.
Yeah, totally. Did you guys do a show and did you guys do a Christmas show?
I think they did. I know I wasn't a part of that, but I think there was a Christmas show in
Okay.
Silver Rock.
All right, so we're gonna go back even before that. Like, when did you know you wanted to play guitar, and how did that happen?
To be honest, I wish I had a better answer, but we moved and I found a guitar in the process, and so that's why I started playing. It's because we had a guitar.
That, that's a good answer. I think that's awesome. That's
But
something led you to the right spot, huh?
I really wish I had like music was just some part of it. I had to play guitar, but really I think I got into music because of guitar rather than the
That's
other way
awesome.
around.
Yeah. So you started playing guitar kind of for just something to do,
Hmm.
and then you were like, "Hey, I really, really." When did you know you were like, "Okay, this is more than just something to do. I mean, I would assume that you want to do this the rest of your life. Is that correct? Is that a correct assumption?
Yeah,
Okay, so when did that revelation happen to you?
maybe like the first time I went on stage, maybe
Really?
probably that moment.
Yeah. So what was that feeling like when you went
I
on stage?
was I was so nervous. Before I was so nervous.
Yeah.
Um, but then after, remember, it just felt like it was the best feeling in the world.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, so you realized it then, and then your parents are big supporters of you. So how did that go down? Were they, because this is going to be a good question for parents that have kids that want to play instruments. So how did that happen with your folks?
Um, I mean, really, as soon as like I started like actually wanting to do it, they were behind me all the way.
Mm,
Even they know how to push me enough, but not over the edge. But I think without some of the pushing to like actually get on stage, I probably wouldn't have.
mm,
So I'm glad I had some people really trying to
yeah,
get me to do it because I was didn't want to play with people at all. I was terrified to.
yeah,
But
yeah,
then eventually I just kind of got over it, I guess. But
yeah. Is it like one of those things? I don't know. For me, there's things that I'm afraid to do that now I just do them because I'm afraid to do them. I'm like, okay, if I'm afraid to do this, I'm gonna do it just because I'm afraid. You know what I mean? Kind of,
kind of,
kind of like because if I don't, then I'm gonna later I'm gonna be like, oh, I should have done that, and the reason I didn't do that it was because I was afraid. So I'm just like, no, let's just try this. Um,
yeah.
this this show is like something I wanted to do, so I'm like, why not? Just try it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll fail and we'll like have speed bumps that slow us down and make us go the correct speed and things like that. But um, so that's awesome. So how does so School of Rock is you go there and you take lessons and then they form bands so you have a chance to perform and then they teach you performance techniques and things like that.
Yeah.
Hmm. Gotcha. Um, so all right. So then since we're on the talking about performance, I have a question. What was since you've been playing, what do you remember your favorite moment? What's your favorite moment?
Hmm. Um, we did a show opening for LA Guns, which at the time I was really into rock, and I had seen them a couple months earlier and was like listening to them nonstop since that show. And then I got to open for them like a couple months later. That was really cool.
That is cool. LA Guns, man, that's back. That's that's back when I was growing up. Uh, Hair metal, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Um, that's crazy that those guys are still playing. And they must have been good. You enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So what other kinds
Yeah.
of you're playing in country band right now, but what other kinds of stuff are you digging?
Um, I've been listening to like a lot of old country, like Hank Williams stuff.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
I've just been kind of getting into like Peter Frampton.
Yeah.
Been really enjoying that, and I'm not sure what else, but
Yeah. Well, those are good.
I have like hours long Spotify playlist on my phone that I just kind of listen to that a lot with a
Yeah.
bunch of different stuff on there.
Yeah. Peter Frampton Comes Alive.
So yeah.
That was a good one. I think Brandon Miller did a thing at Knuckleheads. Brandon was on the show a couple weeks ago,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
he did a tribute or something to that. I didn't get to see it, but um, yeah, that's awesome. So you sent me a couple of videos,
Hmm.
and I think one of them might be some old school stuff. Let's just play it and find out here. Oops. Oops, get the right one. How about that?
Yep. This one.
All right. There you go. Your crowd loves you, Nate. Woo! All right. So you sent me some other pictures. Let's go through those real quick here. I'm gonna bounce quickly through my pictures. All right. There's an epic shot of you and my nephew.
Yep.
You guys, the amount of hair in that band is staggering.
Yes.
That is, I mean, gosh, you could have like a hair product sponsor or something like that. But that's awesome.
Definitely.
Uh, and that's Steven in the back, right?
Yep.
He's kind of looking at you guys like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
All right, where's this one at?
I think that was at the Sunset Music Festival.
Sunset Music Festival.
I think, weren't you there?
I don't
I think
know.
you're doing like video or something
Could have
there.
been. Was that wasn't the town center? Yeah, that was
Yep.
same deal. Yeah, yeah. So we were doing the IMAG stuff for there. Yeah. So the bridge. I didn't realize the bridge sponsored that. That's cool. So this one. That's
That
mid
was,
hair flip right there.
yeah. Yeah.
You got it in your eyes. That's one thing about long hair, man. You gotta deal with it in your eyes.
It's always in my face.
That's cool. Little Paul Reed Smith. We'll talk about guitars here in a little bit. Um, yeah. So this is does this take a lot of practice?
Not really. I tried it once at home,
Uh,
and then at a smaller show. My sister yelled to do it, and
uh,
so I tried it.
that's
So I
awesome.
really didn't practice it beforehand. I kind of, but once I started doing it and got like the confidence to do it, it's really easy, pretty much.
Is it? You just have to. You don't even really have to think backwards, do you?
No, as long as I can figure out. There's a couple times where I've like lost my reference point, and then it gets much harder because I can't see anything. But if I
Oh,
can figure out like where I'm at, then it just feels kind of like regular playing.
yeah. Yeah, it seems like I might get dizzy and fall down doing that. Um, all right, here's Steve.
Hmm.
Bickley. Yeah. See, I like this shot. This is cool. I like the crowd shooting through the crowd like that.
Yeah.
That's another Paul Reed Smith.
Hmm.
So you play Paul Reed Smith, but you also what's the brand of guitar you're into now?
Crook.
Crook. And he's a custom builder, is that correct?
Hmm.
Okay. Just shot you with the band too. More epic hair shots. Uh, so explain to me just a second here. I'll get back to kind of where we were. Explain to me kind of your relationship with Cook. Is it Cook Guitars?
Crook.
Crook. Okay.
Yeah.
And explain to me Crook Guitars, and is Brad Paisley affiliated with them?
Yeah. So Bill is a builder in West Virginia,
Hmm.
and builds custom guitars. Like I think he does some Gibson style ones, mostly like Fender, like Strat and Telly style guitars.
Uh, Sorry, I'm gonna turn some stuff off here.
And for some reason, I was
Wow, I
gonna
hit all
sell
the wrong
some
buttons.
stuff.
All right, start that over. I totally screwed you up.
So Bill's a builder in West Virginia,
Uh-huh.
um, and builds mostly Strat and Telly style guitars, which are my favorites. But I was gonna sell some stuff because I just kind of wanted something new, so I decided that I was gonna try to get one of those. And I
Yeah.
called him, and because it took about a year for it to get done, because the wait list is pretty long. But I ended up getting it, and then we actually went into his shop and to go pick it up and meet him. So
Oh
I've gotten to
wow.
know him pretty well because I've ordered a couple from him because I can't quit buying guitars. But
Yeah,
I've gotten to
dude.
know him pretty well, and yeah, they're great guitars. I've been loving using them.
Yeah. So what do you like? What do you like about them? What's special about Crook guitars?
Um, they play really good.
Hmm.
um, but then also, I mean, the pickups and sound, like I didn't even like tell him what pickups I wanted. I just told him kind of like what sound I wanted, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Okay." And then got an email later, like a couple days later, are these pickups good? Yep. So I actually know, like, I have one guitar from him. I know they're pickups made by a company by Buds, but I have no idea what's actually in the guitar.
Yeah.
Those are the ones he put in there, but
Gotcha.
they sound great and play good,
They do
and have
sound
been
great.
reliable.
How are you doing your video stuff? Like, are you running that through? What are you running that through?
So I'm plugging in. I don't use an amp. I just have the headrush pedal board, and then I usually just send that direct to the PA. But
Hmm.
so I have that, and then I go out of one of the 1/4 inch outputs, and then I have one of those iRig
Gotcha.
things, and then I'm plugging that into my phone.
That's cool. It sounds good. Let's play another one here. Let me pull it up here. Turn it on. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Um, yeah, it sounds good too. So you're doing the completely out of the head rush into the PA, and then
Yeah.
how do you track? Are you tracking stuff with Steven right now as far as like recording?
I know we're going to,
Hmm.
but I haven't done any of that.
Hmm.
The
Well,
last time I did like recording stuff, I didn't even own the headrush. I still had an amp.
gotcha. Yeah, that's the big thing right now is people are like, getting these modeling pretty darn close. So it makes it hard to want to get an amp when you have something you can carry in your backpack,
Yeah.
So awesome. Um, so do you still get nervous when you play, when you're playing out? You do?
Yeah.
What do you do? How do you handle that?
um, I always like practice like way more than I need to, but just that gives me maybe a bit of extra confidence that like I know these songs. Like I'll usually
Mhm.
go through like the day before and then run through the songs the day of the show just to like make sure
Yeah.
100% that I've got them all down.
Yeah.
Um, Other than that, I don't really know how I handle it. I really don't know it. I
Yeah.
just kind of,
It kind of happens for you.
yeah. I remember once to join Steve's band, I had to audition. I never actually auditioned before. I just kind of like, hey, you want to come jam and let's see if this happens. But I got a playlist that said audition, so I was really nervous. And before I went to his house, I puked.
It's or it could be good. Yeah, everybody likes to puke. Sometimes you got to puke to get it, get it out of your system.
Yeah.
um, Rather than just wait and puke on stage. That's not good. So the what was I gonna say? I was thinking about puking on stage and lost my train of thought. All right, Garrett. You know Garrett Branson at all?
Yeah.
He sends some fire your way. How about this for
I
fire?
was at School of Rock with Garrett.
So, oh, really? Was he in
Yeah.
the band that I saw?
Um, Quite frankly,
Yeah. Was he in that
he's
band?
played with Quite Frankly a couple of times,
I got
but I
you.
don't think he was there that day.
Gotcha. Awesome. We do have another question. Can you read that? You have a
Yes.
great sense of melody in your playing. Is that something you focus on?
Um, well, thank you, but I don't really know. I definitely like in some those like Instagram videos, I spent like sometimes like hours like trying to craft the perfect solo to put on there. But
Yeah.
I definitely think there's sometimes I will focus that, but it's never been like a main focus, I don't
Mm.
think.
Yeah. It comes so melody maybe comes easy for you. Would you say that? Easier for you?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I didn't really think my playing was very melodic.
Well, somebody does. Mike Schmidt thinks it's melodic.
Well, thank you,
And
because that means
he's
must
a
be doing something right.
yeah, he's hard to please. He likes, some pretty high rollers in the guitar world. So, any tips on that for somebody for incorporating melody, maybe?
I have no idea. I know I've like in the past like have learned like some like songs like just the vocal lines on guitar.
Uh-huh.
So maybe that like somewhere in here like made something, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, that's a good point. I've had some bass, I don't know, not bass instructors, but people I respect and watch online and stuff, and a lot of their stuff is to sing the melody, to sing like if you're gonna do a solo or it's a lick, or maybe it's a lick that you're particularly having a hard time with, or I'm having a hard time with, is like sing it out, like rather than just try to play it, like just sing it, like kind of get the melody in your head, and I find that works. For me, it kind of works on the tougher stuff, you know, kind of the stuff I'm like, wow, that's a lot of notes. And just to sit there and try, I mean, I know it's like, your possibilities are what, 12 notes, you know, chromatic,
Yeah.
eight notes in a scale. But still sometimes you have to go through that process of like, well, it's not that one. Well, it's not that one. Well, it's not that. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so being able to sing it, something in your brain, I think works like, kind of gets you to where you can hear it, and then just if you let your fingers kind of follow that, sometimes I think that helps too. So that's a good point. Um, Before I forget, you had somebody that wanted to send you a message here. Hold on a second.
Hey Nate, I just wanted to send some words of encouragement and just say
Oops.
I appreciate appreciate who you are. I appreciate the fact that you work so hard to become the guitar player that you want to be, and where you're even at today. I mean, it's incredible. You're way beyond your years. And just being part of that process and knowing that, being able to see, I can see out ahead of where you're headed with the stages you want to play on, and you actually doing that. And I see crowds just going crazy because they're impacted by what you're doing through that guitar. I appreciate you, buddy, and just keep going, and you got this.
Yeah, there you go. So that's cool. Somebody wanted to send you some encouragement, right? You know that guy?
Yeah.
He's just some random dude. Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. So yeah, I mean, I know it's kind of obvious you want to play guitar for a living, but do you have any specific goals that you're shooting for?
I think the most realistic goal would just probably, and it's still not an easy one, is to make a living playing the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think like the dream is to like be at the top touring.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's definitely like, if I could choose one thing to do with my life, I definitely want to do that.
Yeah. So, who would you, if you had to pick like today, who out of everybody that's, I don't know, whatever word you want to use, famous or popular, who, if you could say, oh, I want to play for this band or this person, who would that be?
Honestly, I'd love to be like the guitar player for like an older country star.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know like some of Ricky Skaggs, like he had Albert Lee in his band at one point in the 80s. Like I'd love to be the guy who gets to play that stuff.
Oh, dude.
Because that's like,
yeah.
Because there's not too many big stars that have like 2 guitar solos in a song these days.
Yeah. The amount of talent on a Ricky Skaggs stage is is crazy. It's like you watch those things and you're like, every one of those people on that stage is better than me. You know? Even the guy playing the triangle, he's like, oh, that guy's better than me too.
Probably went to college to play the triangle.
Yeah. Berkeley. I went to Berkeley to play the triangle. I'm sure there's a technique to it. I mean, we can knock it, but somebody's figured out the exact right way to hit a triangle.
I feel bad because they do get a bad rap.
They do get a bad rap. Me and somebody else. Aaron Wesley was on the show a couple weeks ago. He's a drummer too. He's a really good drummer, and he was talking about the percussionist, how they just wait, 64 bars of waiting, and then I think there's a lesson in that. It's like knowing when to play and when not to play,
Yeah.
I know, like I play worship music for people once in a while, and I'm telling you, it's sometimes 64 bars of no bass before, or drums for that matter. So anyway, yeah, so that's cool. Cool goals. I feel like the country genre is it feels like it's going back towards old school stuff. It's like,
yeah,
some of the musicianship and stuff feels like that. Very cool. So, do you have anything you would like to pimp? You have any shows coming up in this COVID world?
This Saturday, Steve Making the Flatlanders is playing Humphreys Bar and Grill.
Where's that at?
I think somewhere in like the Kansas City, Missouri area. I want to say it's more like North Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you guys playing? Are you guys starting to play more?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
I know we have some stuff later this year, like in April, May.
Yeah. Awesome, dude. Well, I sure appreciate you being on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Is there anything that we can help you with? I think part of this show is like we want to get people on here and kind of show everybody else what they're doing and highlight gifts and highlight brilliance and things like that. But is there anything in the natural we can do for you?
I'm not sure.
Support you. I mean, it can be as easy as just supporting you on social media, things like that.
I guess, yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. My username is in the number 8 and then _ Gregory.
Right on.
And then on TikTok and Facebook, it's just Nate Gregory.
Nate
You
Gregory.
can find me there.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
What I was gonna,
So what do you think about TikTok?
I'm not sure. I was definitely like the last person I know. I think my dad even had it before me. I was dragging my feet, didn't want to download it. But I've seen my screen time report. I'm on there quite a bit now.
Dude, I got on TikTok and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. And I got off and then I got back on and it definitely is the thing that sucks me in.
It seems like it's changed since it first came out.
Really?
Because I feel like it's more like almost like a YouTube platform, but like shorter. Because when I first saw it, I thought it was like going to be a bunch of like lip syncing dance videos. But now it seems like almost like YouTube, but just like way.
Yeah, it's like short.
Instagram and YouTube combined. I think that.
Yeah, totally like the short form YouTube or something.
Yeah.
I think somebody said that your gig's in Smithville.
Yeah.
That's your dad. And then I can't remember what we were talking about, but what's that name?
Oh, Red Bull Cart.
Okay. So yeah, so I got sucked back into TikTok because of oddly enough, education. Like you can learn a lot on TikTok. Now, granted, it's not all true, right? You have to source, fact check it and all that stuff. But all the UFO stuff, I'm like, wow. They have videos of UFOs, like it kind of sucks me in a little bit. And then just, learning about carbon credits and Bill Gates buying up farmland and stuff like that. Real exciting stuff.
I think we're watching 2 different types. I just watch it for the comedy videos.
Oh, I watch the comedy too. But what I liked about it was you can, when you X out stuff, it kind of fills your feed full of stuff you want to watch. Stuff like that. But anyway, very cool. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So if you're out and about, want to come to the show, tell me once again where that show is and when it is.
It's March 6th at Humphreys, which is in Smithville.
Smithville. Awesome.
Yeah.
March 6th. That is Saturday or Friday?
Yep.
Saturday. Okay, cool. All right, buddy. Thanks a lot for being on here. Let us know if we can help you in any way. And if anybody digs this show and wants to hear or see more of it, please subscribe and comment. So, all right, man, we're gonna leave with. I'm gonna play this one again. All right, buddy. See ya.